just a little bit about Gidget and Miss Mississippi, Kishan, and what attracted you to the roles?
Gidget, she works at the Pink, which is the strip club in Mississippi, and she's a second generation pole dancer at the club. And she is quirky, she's athletic. She kind of sees pole dancing more as a like an Olympic sport. And when I first got the sides, I remember it being just so easy for me to kind of let go and slip into the role because of how well Katori wrote Gidget and how many layers there was to her.
She is this, what I call ratchet Barbie. Like, just super girly, really bright, infectious personality, loud. I think she is a walking exclamation mark. She is also dealing with a lot of pain, with a lot of her own inner struggles with her skin color. She's very insecure about being dark-skinned. And she's also in an abusive relationship. But despite all of this, she manages to put a smile on everyone's faces. She is, I think, the club's comedian. And just a really incredibly talented dancer and someone who is extremely driven and who will stop at nothing to make her dreams a reality.
What was both of your experience like with strip clubs prior to this? Actually, what was your first strip club experience?
Oh, I love this question. For me, I'm from Ketchikan, Alaska, which is a very small island in Alaska. And there's actually no strip clubs there. But I do remember they would fly in strippers once a year to dance at a Mexican restaurant in town, I think. I know. And I never went. But when I got the call back for this role, I said, oh my gosh, I've never been in this world. I've never experienced a strip club. And so I went down, it was like a Wednesday, and I went down to Hollywood Boulevard by myself, and I went into a strip club and I just sat there and just like watched and talked to the girls and watched them do their thing. And I asked them like, what is the locker room like? You know, I asked them everything and they were so open and it was so empowering. And I felt like I was a part of the club when I went there.
Yeah.
It was so great.
So I took me to a strip club on a date. Like, it was like very, very early on. It was probably like our third date. And it was one of those nights where I just didn't want it to end and he didn't either. I'm like, well, where should we go? And I didn't want to go to his house. And he was like, I'm like, what's open right now? And he's like, strip club. And I'm like, let's go. We went to the strip club. He took out like stacks of money and he taught me how to like properly tip because I was being very polite. He was like, no. Yeah. It was so much fun. And it was really cool because I got to see what his type was. And like, it was, the food was delicious. Yeah. Some of the best food you will ever have is at the strip club. They have lobster mac and cheese. You can get a steak and you can get the best wings you've ever had. The food is delicious. Hookah, everything, anything you want.
I went to the wrong one then because they didn't have food. They didn't even have alcohol.
Well, yeah, because in LA, if it's full nudity, it's 18 and over, no alcohol. If there's alcohol served, it's G-string only. But obviously, it's not like that in the South. So different parts of the country, different strip club experience.
Right.
I know that why I just do. So I want to talk to you a little bit about stepping into the strip club culture. As I said, it's a little different down south, and obviously we are coming off of the Me Too era. Were there any concerns about stepping into these type of roles in this world? Because while these women are powerful, some people look at it as them being exploited. So I just want to know what your thoughts were and how you illustrated that through the role.
I was very aware of that there were going to be critics, especially in the Black community. We don't want to see ourselves in a certain light, you know. We don't want to see ourselves you know, down and out, and there's a huge stigma behind sex work. You know, there's a big stigma behind the word stripper. And what drew me to this character was that these women are so complex and they're not cliche by any means. And the stories are so rich and so deep, and the writing is absolutely brilliant. And I think people need to do their research on who Katori Hall is. She is just as important as Tennessee Williams. She's just as important and profound as Arthur Miller. And she is a Black playwright who has written some incredible, she wrote The Mountaintop on Broadway, Tina, the Tina Turner musical on Broadway. And it's been, and this play, P Valley, has been adapted. It was a play adapted into a TV show.
Yeah.
It's absolutely phenomenal. The acting is incredible. And it's so much more than objectifying women. It's actually very empowering to watch these women really fight through everything that's going on and try to better their situation.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything you just said, Shannon. But also, I want to say that when I first got the breakdown and everything, I saw the nudity, and that was at first a concern for me because I didn't understand. I didn't read the sides yet. I didn't read the script yet. But when I read the script, I realized that's not what it's about at all. The nudity is so necessary to tell this story because this is the world that these women are living in. And I think that going in with that mindset, it was easy to be in that world because that's where my character lived. That was what she lived in, you know. And also we had empowering directors. Every single episode, they were all females, it was an incredible experience.